Good morning, my people, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machismo. My people, this morning, as usual, I come to give an update as to my protest. It was another beautiful day for a protest. And I must inform you that the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, his woman, his friendship, or his fame. And the back of my sign says, white man, why have you re-enslaved the African American? My people, and as usual, you know, I always look forward to this time after my protest, when I could come and speak to you about something as it relates to the Most High God, the creator of the very existence of existence. And we have been dealing with the question, who are the Caucasians? The last time we spoke, I show you that the Son of God, Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ, qualify what I have been saying with the parable of the wheat and the tares. Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, have the same perception as how the Caucasians came into existence as I have from the same scriptures. But remember, the Caucasians has controlled the scriptures from since AD 70. For 1,954 years, they have been in control of the scriptures. They take out what they did not want, and they put in things that don't belong in the scriptures. And that is to ensure that they deceive the world and ensure that all of man end up in hell with them as they are destined to end up. You have to also remember that if you want to be a preacher or a preacher of the gospel in one of the conventional religion, you have to go to an institution that is created by the Caucasians. They create a syllable and they teaches you how to preach the word of the Most High. So what you see happening is that all of the conventional preachers have been selling the gospel according to the Caucasians. They have properly taught you how not to go to heaven, but how to end up in hell. Now, let us tie in last Wednesday's lesson to today's lesson, and let us see what we come up with. Let me explain something to you about prophecy. When we get a prophecy, we think that these things are just coming to pass in isolation. But a prophecy, when it is given in scriptures, is always a condition of life that has been highlighted by the prophecy, something that will happen in the future. For example, in Matthew chapter 2, verse 16, it says, when Herod realized that he has been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave order to kill all of the boys in Bethlehem and in its vicinity, who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then, what was said to the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. The voice of Rahab weeping, the voice is heard in Rahab, weeping with great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children and refused to be comforted because they are no more. So, when Jeremiah spoke these words in Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 15, he was actually speaking about an incident in the future where Herod would order the Israelites' children to be murdered because he was trying to kill the Most High Son, the Redeemer, Yahushua, also known as Jesus. My people. So this is how prophecy comes about. It tells you something about a future event that will soon come to pass. It may detail the event in detail, or it may give you an idea of something that's happening. For example, Rachel weeping means the mothers in Israel were crying because their children were being murdered. Now, let us go to Matthew chapter 13. And let us deal with Matthew chapter 13. Remember, the parable of the wheat and the tares is found in Matthew chapter 13, verse 26. Right? So, this is what happened before Yahushua, the son of the Most High God, explained to you how the Caucasians came into existence. Let us read from verse 1 of Matthew 13. We're not going to read all, we're just going to read so that you can get an idea where we are, and then I will paraphrase the rest and then go into the meat of the topic. It says, the same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside, and a great multitude were gathered together unto him. So he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell on the side, and fowl came and devoured them up. And we know the parable of the sower and the seeds. But what is interesting here is that this marked the beginning of Jesus speaking in parables. And this was recorded in Isaiah. Isaiah said that the Son of God will speak in parables. But the question we have to ask here is, what caused Jesus to speak in parables? If you go down to verse 10 in that text, after he had finished that parable with the seeds and the sower, his disciples came to him and asked him a very important question. He said, why are you speaking to them in parables? Because this was the first time since Jesus was speaking to his people, he resorted to speaking in parables. Right? Now, he answered to them and says, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. When the preachers in the conventional church speak about this, they give us the impression that Jesus was speaking about the Israelites. We also believed that, like the Romans, the Israelites were white. We did not know that the Israelites are our foreparents. Those who were brought out of Egypt, they are our foreparents. They are black, just like us. So we always thought that Jesus was speaking to the Israelites, and he was accusing the Israelites of being ungodly and all of these things. But he was not. Remember, he said, am I not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? Remember, this is the same Jesus who was going around and speaking to large congregation of Israelites and healing them. Remember, this is the same Jesus who, when the Canaanite woman came to him and asked him to heal her daughter, he says, should I take the children's bread and give it to the dogs? Am I not sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? So here we see, when Jesus was speaking here, he was not speaking to the people who he was sent to. But what have happened? Jesus had begun to heal people, and he was speaking, preaching a revolutionary message. So the Romans began to send spies, Caucasians, within the midst, to hear what he said and to report back to them. So when Jesus was speaking, he noticed the Caucasians were in the midst among his people. That is why he resorted to parables, and that is why he says, it is given unto you to know the secret of the kingdom, but unto them it is not. Why? the Most High said in Malachi chapter 1, verse 2 to 4, I will hate the Caucasians, and I will hate the Caucasians forever. The Most High also said in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, that the only enemies of the Israelites is the Caucasians, those who bought you and sold you as slaves. So here we see, unlike what most conventional preachers want us to believe, the Son of the Most High, Jesus, did not like the Caucasians. He hated them, he despised them. And when they were found in the midst of his people, listening to his teachings to his people, he started speaking in parables. Therefore, he said, verse 13, speak I unto them in parables, because in seeing they see not, and in hearing they hear not. And verse 15 he says, for these people's heart is waxed gross. He was speaking about the Caucasians. Their heart is wicked. That's what it means. And their ears are dull. So he was making a differentiation between who the gospel is for and who the gospel that he was preaching is not for. It was not for the Caucasians. That is why in AD 70 they put every Israelite into slavery. They shipped every Israelite back to Rome in chains as slaves. They took all of the ornaments from the temple, all of the writings of the temple, and they shipped them back to Rome. Then they destroyed the temple. My people, remember, when the preachers give you the impression that Jesus was speaking to his Israelite brothers and sisters, when he says that their heart is wax gross, and the other negative thing he says in this text, Matthew chapter 13, he was not speaking about our people. He was not speaking about his people, because he was sent unto the house, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That is us, to no one else. My people, as the Muslim will say, Jesus or Yahawashah is the prophet of the Israelites. And they're right. He was sent to Israel, but he was more than a prophet. He was the redeemer of all man. But he came because it is the Israelites' duty to ensure that the other nations of the world, except the Caucasians, are prepared to have the coronation of the Son of God, the rightful ruler of this earth, Yahawashah, also known as Jesus Christ. My name is Chief Strongblood. I'll talk to you on Monday.